It's Wednesday, June 19th, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On Barnstable Today, we have highlights from Deputy Chief Cabral's swearing-in ceremony, learn smart ways to save energy and money, and learn more about emerging contaminants like PFAS, and we find a special program for veterans on Sandy Neck. Now for a look at municipal and legislative notes. The town of Barnstable was selected by Locus and Smart Growth America to participate in the first ever Opportunity Zones Academy, bringing national and private sector experts to these municipalities. Through the Massachusetts Opportunity Zones Academy, selected cities will advance nationally recognized smart growth best practices and policies to revitalize their opportunity zones while expanding economic opportunity for their existing local residents and businesses. Other Massachusetts municipalities selected are Yarmouth, Fitchburg, Salem, and a team from Greenfield, Montague. Stay tuned to Barnstable Today next Monday when Director of Planning and Development Elizabeth Jenkins joins us in studio with more on this story. There's a new deputy chief in town. The Barnstable Police Department promoted Lieutenant Mark Cabral to deputy chief on June 14th. His family, friends, and peers joined him at the swearing-in ceremony at the police station. Channel 18 was there to document the important occasion. Congratulations, Deputy Chief Cabral.
I really appreciate everybody for being here to recognize Mark Cabral. He really deserves it. He's been an outstanding employee, and he's always been there whenever I needed some advice. He's been around for it. He works very hard. He's done a great job, especially in the dispatch center. We're going to get a new plaque out there, the Cabral Memorial Dispatch Center, because he's done such a great job with that. It's truly awesome. You can tell we're just so lucky that he didn't end up in the fire service, and I can see that the fire service is well represented on his side of the family, and even here in this room. But that's a great asset because he's been so wonderful being able to coordinate and work side by side with the fire department. They kind of speak the same language, so that's really helped out a lot. I'm going to keep this really short and really sweet. I want to say thanks to Lieutenant Cabral, now Deputy Chief Cabral, for all his hard work, and he's truly deserving of this honor. And congratulations. Do you have anything you would like to say?
Sure. Just real quick, I just want to start with family. I want to thank my wife and my boys putting up with me, basically leaving every night, working midnights for the last 7+ years. To my mom and dad and all my brothers and sisters, and I know most all of you are here today. I owe it all to you. I owe it all to good parenting. Every police officer in the department that goes to calls on any given day knows that's the strength of a positive adult later in life, is good family and good parenting. So thank you for that. Real quick, the midnight shift, that's kind of where I've been. That's kind of most of what I know. And I want to thank every one of you guys and girls that have worked with me the last 7 years as I've learned as a supervisor and I've progressed. I really owe my ability to shine here in this department to every one of you that carries out my mission and ultimately the chief's mission and the mission of the BPD. So I just want to thank every one of you, and I'm really looking forward to trying to take care of the rest of you, some of you that I've never had a chance to supervise. I'm really looking forward to trying to find my way to take care of you in the way that I believe I've taken care of these midnight guys the last 7 years. So that's really going to be my goal here as I move forward. I'm going to look anywhere and everywhere that I can along with the chief to find ways that we can do something differently, to do it better, to find things that we can do to bring to you to make your job a little bit easier. So I'm going to do the best job I can to make sure that everyone in this PD is backing you up the way that I would like them to do that. I, Mark Cabral,
Do
solemnly affirm
that I will do my duty
as
Deputy Chief of the Barnstable Police Department.
as Deputy Chief of the Barnstable Police Department.
I will uphold, defend, and enforce
I will uphold, defend, and enforce
the ordinances of the Town of Barnstable,
the ordinances of the Town of Barnstable,
the laws, rules, and regulations
the laws, rules, and regulations
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and the Constitution of the United States of America.
and the Constitution of the United States of America,
To the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God. Thank you.
Deputy Chief Cabral, come on up.
Saving money and energy. Dan Shell from Cape Light Compact joins us with some great incentives and rebates now available for the smart home. Saving money and saving energy go hand in hand at Cape Light Compact. With me today, Dan Shell from Cape Light Compact, and you're the marketing and communications coordinator.
I am.
And you really know how to communicate, how to save money and energy.
That's the hope, yeah. I
That's
hope
the
that's
hope.
why I was hired.
Right. So there's lots of different ways that you can save money with Cape Light Compact. So give us a quick overview of some of the things we'll talk about today.
Yeah, so I think our bread and butter and what people know us best for is our home energy assessment, where we come out, we do things like check your housing envelope to see where you could have additional weatherization or insulation added. We check your heating and cooling equipment to see where we can add efficiency there. But we also have a lighting and products component of our programs, which don't require anyone to come out to your house. We just offer rebates and incentives on a lot of energy efficient products where you can just purchase these either from, we have our own website, but you can also go into stores and get the rebates through there as well.
So what are we going to talk about today? You've brought props.
I did. So I brought a few things, and so I figured what we'd start off talking about is the smart thermostats. So these are sort of the hot ticket item right now.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, so back in the day, you just used to have your regular old thermostat and that you would just set at a temperature and forget it. But the issue with that is that if you're not there, you're kind of wasting electricity. So then people started to transition to the programmable thermostats. But now with technology, we've got sort of the Wi-Fi smart-enabled thermostats. And this one that I have here is the Nest Learning Thermostat, which can actually learn your habits and when you're home, when you're not home, and what your preferences are for temperature, and it can automatically adjust to those settings.
Okay.
It also has sort of smart functionality so that it can connect to an app on your phone and also integrates with your Alexa or Google Home so you can have voice control as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So you could say, Alexa, turn on my heat?
Exactly. Turn it
Wow.
up, turn it down. It also, because it integrates with your phone, you can do what's called geofencing around your house. So using the location services on your phone, you can basically let it know when you're coming home and when you're leaving, and it'll automatically go down to a set point, which is going to really give you some savings. And Nest claims, and I think that this has been verified, that it'll help you save 10 to 15% on heating and cooling costs.
Now, is that just if you didn't have a programmable, or is this in addition to having a programmable?
It'd be on top of not having a programmable,
Okay.
but even with a programmable, because it's so customizable, you're still going to get additional savings.
Wow.
And the great thing about this is that at Cape Light Compact, these retail for around $250, and right now they're down to $124. Traditionally, we offer a $100 rebate on these, which you can get instantly from the Mass Save store. But right now, there's currently a Father's Day special, so it's an additional $30 off.
Wow, excellent. That's maybe a good gift for Father's Day.
I think
then,
so.
right?
Yep. And we've got other versions on there as well. The Ecobee is another one.
Okay.
Honeywell are sort of the Nest, Honeywell, and Ecobee are the three big ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. What a great product.
It is.
And then those strips. Now, we have
Yes.
one of these for our entertainment area in our home, and they really do work.
Yeah, they're great. So this is the Trickle Star. There's two different styles of these. We call them Tier 1 and Tier 2 advanced power strips. So you'll see on this one, there's three different sections of switches. So you've got always on. So these would be perfect for either a computer system or a home entertainment system where you've got a lot of peripheral equipment. So your always on would be something like a light that you want to have that manual control of. But then you've got your control switch, which is usually going to be either your CPU if you're using it for a computer system or your TV. And that's really kind of the main piece of equipment. And then all your peripherals would be these green switches, which the goal here is to kind of reduce that thing called vampire load.
Right.
So all those other peripherals are sucking energy even when they're not being used. So by doing this, you're cutting off electricity if the control switch isn't on. But once it's on, you're able to use all your other peripherals. So it's great with a computer. If you have a printer, a monitor, it'll kick all those off if the CPU's not on. Same with the TV. If you kick that off, your surround sound, gaming systems, DVD, Blu-ray player, all that stuff.
And they really do. Well, talk a little bit about this vampire energy, because we have noticed a significant difference. We had a little app back in the day that measured our energy usage, and when you turn some of these devices off completely, there's quite a bit of savings.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of appliances have that vampire load, which can be things, anything from like just an LED light, the infrared sensor for a remote. All of those things are on 24/7 unless you kick off the electricity from sort of the access point.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what else do we have today?
So those are the two props that I brought with us,
Yeah.
but we do have a lot of other things. If you go on our website, we do have our Hit Nifty flyer that has all of the rebates that we offer. A lot of these are going to be on heating and cooling equipment, but with sort of, hopefully summer weather is coming, even though it's pouring out today. We do have a $40 rebate on Energy Star air cleaners, a $30 rebate on dehumidifiers, and a $50 rebate on electric dryers. So especially with the dehumidifiers and the room air cleaners, as pollen's out there and the humidity, that's a great opportunity to upgrade to something that, if you have an older version, is probably consuming a lot of electricity.
Right. And you have some of these dehumidifier turn-in events on occasion too, right?
Exactly, yeah. We've actually got 3 scheduled for the summer so far. We might add a few more. But we've got one June 15th at Mid-Cape Home Center in South Dennis, June 20th at Crane Appliance in Falmouth, and then June 27th at Crane Appliance in Orleans. And the great thing about that is you just bring in up to 2 dehumidifiers, and then you'll receive a $30 rebate per dehumidifier that you turn in. So
Wow.
we're paying you to turn it in. It's a great deal. Yeah.
Excellent. And I think there's that refrigerator one still out there too, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we also do a refrigerator turn-in. We've now partnered with Home Depot as well. So if you purchase a refrigerator from Home Depot, they'll set you up with Mass Save to come and collect that. And right now it's a $75 rebate.
Wow.
But a little secret, in July through September, it's going to kick up to $100. So if you're looking to get rid of an old refrigerator or freezer that's been consuming a lot of electricity, that's going to be the time to do it. $100. We'll come and pick it up, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? And those old devices, there's been so much technology advances in electronic devices recently that the humidifiers and the refrigerators are definitely worth the upgrade.
Absolutely. Those things that are constantly running, as much as you can get something that's energy efficient, you're really going to see savings on your electric bill.
Fantastic. Any last words for folks?
No, I think that's it. Like I said, check us out on capelightcompact.org. You can find our Mass Save store there, where you can purchase both of these items as well as our residential rebates.
Fantastic.
Great.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Paul.
Channel 18 spent a day out at the Hyannis Water System and Mahar well fields to learn more about how our drinking water gets from the ground to our faucets and the steps in between to maintain drinking water standards. Barnstable Water Division Supervisor Hans Kaiser breaks down the processes and terminology for emerging contaminants.
Emerging contaminants are contaminants that we don't have any regulation for and that are new. We haven't really tested before for them, and sometimes the testing needs to happen at such a low level that the laboratory equipment that we used to have or we had access to wasn't able to do that, and now the equipment is much better, so now those contaminants starting to show up, and we have to figure out what that means, if they're okay, if they're harmful, at what levels are they okay, at what levels are they harmful, and if they are, how do you take them out?
There's 2 things. One, those with those snouts on it, you know, where it tapers off, those are more for sampling. To take samples to make sure you don't get contaminated water, okay? Those have to do with the analyzers. What happens is the chlorine, the pH, which is the corrosion issue, they get sampled constantly, 24/7. And how that works is we run water by them and then dump a little water that gets kind of wasted. So we sample constantly, every minute or so. And then that gets translated into an electronic pulse, and that goes into the system that we just saw, that screen, and then it goes to the main headquarters.
PFAS is basically a group of chemicals, there's like a couple of hundred of them, with all different, very long, difficult chemical names. But basically they deal with issues they are in firefighting foams, they're on Gore-Tex, they're basically dealing with making materials waterproof. So they repel water, and these chemicals are one of the many emerging contaminants, and we're finding out now that these chemicals can be harmful. At what levels and for who is being right now researched. At this moment we're looking at 6 PFASs, and at this moment there's an ORSG out, and it's like a health standard for Massachusetts that is 70 parts per trillion, and they're talking about going down to 20, but it hasn't happened yet. So what we're trying to do here in Hyannis is to deal with this issue and to position ourselves with pumping out of certain wells and testing so that we can be under 20 as much as we can. Complicating the issue is because we're in a pretty urban environment and our wells are, that we do have wells that are contaminated above that level, especially Mary Dunn. But there's 3 wells there that were impacted by the Fire Training Academy, and the filtration systems were installed in those wells with activated carbon in them. And after we run the water through those, we get a non-detect, so that water is good after we treat it.
The Nicholas G. Azaros Memorial Foundation Fund, the Vet Center, and Sandy Neck build a partnership for veterans and Gold Star families. Sandy Neck, a place to heal.
Steve Azaros, Deputy Chief, has been a beachgoer for a long time. And we noticed, we knew all about his son Nick, but he's always out on the beach, and this is his place where he comes to relax with his family. And there was another veteran that had come in last year and asked me about could we do something special for the vets. And what they wanted to do was have a little place out on the beach, little area. And I said, absolutely. So every Saturday night they put out a couple flags, and they started to do that, and they started to show up. Steve and I had talked for several years about I wanted to do something to honor the veterans. This is my favorite place in the world is right here, Sandy Neck. And what a healing place it is.
Well, I can say that it was kind of born from a veteran, where I think most great ideas are, frankly. A veteran came to us a few years ago and said, I really want a place to be with other vets, to have community, to relax and just enjoy our life, and let's go to the beach and let's go to Sandy Neck. And it wasn't formalized at that point. And then I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, and that veteran is a friend, and I would see him on the beach, coincidentally, and he asked me, do you think we could do something for veterans on Sandy Neck? And I said, yes, if you can help me. So it started with him working with Donna and having sections of the beach reserved for veterans to park. Because it's so busy sometimes in the summer, way out on the beach. It's nice to have a place to park. So we put up signs, veterans parking, and we started kind of with that. And then the thought was, let's give them the permit to go out there and the equipment. And initially, in our mind, it was to thank a vet. We can't bring Nick back or all the others that have fallen, but we can remember them and use them in a way to help thank others and support others. But it was Dara Gannon, you know, of the Cape Cod Foundation, Sean Gannon's wife, you know, who said, Steve, this is beautiful, but let's take it a step further and let's tie it into a program. And I guess because, you know, obviously we knew Dara and the Gannons and the Cape Cod Foundation, we knew Donna at the beach, and we knew Dr. Howard. We were able to put them all together. It's not easy to do, to get the federal government, the local government, the Sandy Neck Board, the Cape Cod Foundation, and the Exaros Family Fund all together, and we did it. And that was the right thing to do. And our goal is for it to become one of our signature things that our family does. We kind of do a lot of little things to try to help as many people as we can, but we feel like this is going to be one of the most important. And this year we have enough funding for 20. Next year we want to make it 50, and give our veterans a place to heal.
So of course I wrote this letter stating, you know, why they should be out here, the sand and the companionship and the family, and you know, that we have hiking, we have kayaking, we have camping, the different aspects of Sandy Neck that are so healing. So that letter, unbeknownst to me, went further than I thought it was going to. And then it was a couple days later, Steve sent me an email, said, touchdown, you did it. So, and I said to him, no, we did it. So it's just this is a really, like I said, a passion. This is a passion for me, to get these guys together and these women and Gold Star's families. And I was really, that was the thing that I added. And I said, I really want the Gold Star family, because who is more of a veteran than families have lost a loved one into any of the combat?
Being in nature, part of it is when we do motorcycling, you know, being outside, being in the wind. We found that therapeutic. Also being with others. Then the beach kind of has that a little bit too, where you have nature, the wind, the ocean. We bring our dog, you know, and it's always leashed, of course. And so you're out in this beautiful place, and you realize how lucky you are to be alive. And you realize the price of freedom, you know, and try to balance that. Because my life is kind of bittersweet. There's days when I'm very proud. There's days when I'm very sad, you know. So we balance it. I call it bittersweet. And a few years ago, I felt better about what had happened. Someone gave me good advice, because I kept saying, why? Why? You know, why Nick, out of thousands? And a man said, you don't know why? I said, no, I don't know why. He said, God saw Nick doing good things and needed to take him to do great things. And at that moment, I accepted it. And it was right around this time where I had accepted it as a dad, and as a family, we've healed better. And at the same time, we're on Sandy Neck, and we said, let's put this together and let others experience the beauty of Barnstable and Sandy Neck and the ocean and animals and the sand. And whether you want to be together as veterans, Gold Star family, or you just want to be alone and take a walk on that beautiful place. It's incredible when you're out there, and that's kind of how we thought it would work.
I think nature, in part, is freedom. It's freedom to let down your guard. It's freedom to just be one with your environment. And we'll do therapies where maybe veterans have to write about their traumas or have to speak about their traumas or just do some healing work by feeling their emotions rather than avoiding them. And that's a very difficult thing to do with others because it's a very personal process. So going out to a place that's surrounded by beauty where you can be alone when you want to be alone and just share and pour that emotion and those experiences into the world and get it off of yourself, I think can be very healing for people.
These are called challenge coins, so veterans and military people or law enforcement kind of have your own special coin, and it means a lot. So I'm on the board of directors of Mass Fallen Heroes in Boston, which is a bunch of veterans, police officers, firefighters, and we built this foundation. So I mentioned this idea to them, and they said, oh my God, we love it. So they gave us the 20 special coins, which we now give to Dr. Howard. And when the people here feel like this veteran is the right type that would love something like Sandy Neck, this is kind of the past. So they give them the coin, they bring the coin to the booth at Sandy Neck. They all know kind of what it means. And that way you don't have to share names in a way, or it's just this person has this coin and they know what to do. And almost another way to remember, you know, the price of our freedom. These are all Massachusetts fallen heroes, and I know they would want to help those that made it home. My chief, Frank Frederickson, tells the story of now years later, Nick is a Marine, and the chief took Nick hunting on Sandy Neck. And he, even though I didn't see it, but I can see it in my mind, the chief said his last vision of Nick is him hunting and standing on the dune holding the firearm like a Marine. And so in a way, we, from childhood to Marine, Sandy Neck has been part of his life and many others. And we want to pass that on and help our veterans feel our love, because Americans love our veterans, and feel like they have a place to heal. And that's how it came together.
And that's the big thing for this, you know, what a perfect place to be, to go out and just, you know, shake their hand and thank them and say thank you for your service.
We're proud to be with the VA, you know, we're very proud to be with the VA and the town of Barnstable and Sandy Neck, and it helps us heal too.
I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today.